Man, you can see my building from here. My building that has asbestos. That I told the city of St. Paul so many times, as a disabled person, I can't breathe. You know, I had COVID. My body healed itself from that. All type of stuff I done been through, right? No, the city of St. Paul, you know, just like the county, everybody who want to take advantage of the caddy waiver services and COVID-19 and misuse money and all type of stuff. Here, I'm at the Capitol right now, with my PJs, my blankie. This is gonna be my new home until they figure it out, because I can't even breathe inside my house. A hop, skip, and jump from here that got asbestos. That's a historical monument just like this Capitol, built in the same year. You can see my house from here. All these people come and visit, and that's cool. And I do it all the time. I walk through here all the time. Like, you know how many letters I wrote the ombudsman. All type of stuff, man, about how people is abusing people with disabilities. Nobody cares until somebody cares. Let's see how long it takes for somebody to care, because I try to go to the, office building first, but of course them doors was locked too. You know how many calls I made. I'm not even playing. I'm so tired today. I'm barely could wake up, man. You know how beautiful and talented I am, and then I'm in this basement unit at this fucking 538 St. Peter, man. 538 St. Peter, the Lyle company. No, man, I'm telling you, you know these fools just moved somebody in right next to me, the apartment that they had already rented, right? That they said could have been mine. I'm so glad that they did that, because the whole building has asbestos. You know how, look at, man, I'm telling you. And they don't care. Nobody cares. But they gonna care today. I promise you. I promise you, man. I promise you. Matter of fact, look at how beautiful this is. The thing is, the people who is really suffering is the people who stay around here. That's what people don't understand. Like, the people who live over here, the people who are my neighbors, people who, you know, suffer because of the people who is allowing this stuff to go on. That's the people who think like it don't matter, but it really does, though. Instead of being comfy in my house, this is where I choose to be. Because I can't just be comfortable with the building with asbestos, with millionaire owners or whatever who just making money off of disabled people. That's why I'm here today, in my pajamas. I can breathe better out here than I can in my apartment at 538 St. Peter. You see it right there? I could throw a rock to it. That's how close I am from the Capitol. And my building got asbestos. And the company who owns the building, they don't care. They don't care about how many disabled people they're harming. They don't care that the building is a historical monument so they could get funding to fix their pipes and fix the asbestos and fix all that. They just want to keep all these people who are disabled paying them. That's why I'm here today. Because I went to the city of St. Paul and the city inspector's office said that since the building was made in 1988, that they don't have to follow the same type of codes. How much sense does that make? None. Thank you, Travis, the wonderful inspector who they're paying off at St. Paul. Public fire and safety inspections. We can definitely throw a rock to there too.
No TMI, they look pretty. They look expensive. Yeah, you didn't agree with it? Really? It looks really good.
You already know. Man. Look, this is a peaceful protest. A peaceful protest that people just behind me taking pictures and stuff. But I bet nobody asked me why I'm right here doing this. Nobody asked me why. They just sit here looking at me like, why am I in my PJs with my blanket on the steps? I guess it's natural. What's unnatural is that 538 St. Peter can have freaking asbestos in their walls and just live like that, and let disabled people who paying their bills just not be able to breathe enough to make them have to come onto the state capitol steps and do this. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Told you I was gonna be on the news again. This time for something positive. You know, it's a 68 unit building. 68 unit building, man. The building was built in 1888. 1888. You know, when I said, hey, you know, this building is not up to code. You should not be accepting no money from none of us. It's illegal. It's against the law. These people laughed in my face and said my disability doesn't matter. And it's in writing. And on video. And on video. Oprah gonna be on here in a minute. Watch. I ain't above, you know, streaking on the steps of the Capitol. I guarantee it's gonna go up then. Just know my cause was not, you know, radical when they take me to jail for exercising my rights to want to live just like everybody else. The whole point of having the caddy waiver is to be able to be included and live just like regular people, despite the disability. It's supposed to be for community inclusion. I know what that is before my brain injury. So let's make sure that's clear beforehand. That's where George Floyd messed up. He should have did this. He should have recorded his own situation first. Then everybody would know. Like, no. I'm telling you, I went to all the proper channels first and foremost to let them know, hey, look here, my rights are being violated against the Americans with Disabilities Act. Hey, you right, the beautiful St. Paul. You know what? It's always got to be a beautiful story. It definitely will be. 538 St. Peter. You can see it. You can see it from this video right here. I'm going to show you. Boop. My apartment right there. Delisle Company, 538 St. Peter. You know, these people know that there's asbestos in the building. Know that I have respiratory issues because I am a survivor of COVID. And still real. Don't fix the building. and still allow people with disabilities to pay their way. But refuse to do anything. You know, my building is a historical monument downtown. You know, it's called the Colonnade Apartments right now. But it was a luxury hotel, right? 1888 when this building was built, right? So, and he never had no type of repairs, nothing. It had a big old fire that knocked and killed people too. They just tore down the first top 2 floors and everything, right? Okay, cool. I ain't even mad about that. But the fact is that it's asbestos all in the building. It's mice. It's an infestation. The pipes are leaking raw sewage and nobody's doing nothing about it. I went to the city of St. Paul inspector's office, and you know what these people said? These people said to me that they can only enforce the bare minimum, and that in 1888 they don't have any records as to what the building codes were, so they don't have to enforce them as of bringing them up to date. But you know, because they're a building that's a historical society, you know, owned or whatever, they could get grant money and all type of stuff. They just choose not to do that. Exactly. See? That's terrible. That is so terrible. And that's exactly why I'm saying that. You know, because if we all got together and seen exactly how many apartments in St. Paul had cruel and inhumane, dangerous situations or whatever, and that the inspectors was allowed to pass, then you know what? Then maybe they wouldn't just be like, oh, just move out. Move out. You're the problem, Ilana. You're the problem. No, I'm definitely not the problem, but I guarantee I'm the solution, though. I guarantee it. I promise you, I'm the solution, though. You know how much money that Minneapolis had to pay to Minneapolis homeowners and people who live there because of everything that happened, because of the neglect and everything like that. People who live in St. Paul, they're the ones who's really the ones who's suffering, man. You think that it's the homeless people who are living on the streets and drug dealing on the corner? Nah, it's the people who was getting all this money, the millionaire people who was allowing this stuff to happen. You know, I had a caddy waiver, man, the whole caddy waiver, the case manager and everybody is saying they're doing $14,000 worth of work and they did nothing. Ain't did nothing. You know, I had meetings with St. Paul, the city of St. Paul, and I had meetings with the state of Minnesota, like on Zoom or meetings, whatever the case is. You know, I had several. I went to the ombudsman. I went to all these people about this. You know, I had COVID. I survived COVID. I didn't even want anything. You know, the only reason I got on the caddy waiver in the first place was so that way I could get a week free of hotel rooms because I was homeless. No, you know, that did not even work. I had 9 surgeries. I made it alive. I find this stupid building, man. I should have known, man, on Facebook Marketplace. And they don't care about nobody. Well, I guarantee that's going to change. That's definitely going to change. Because they're not about to get away with doing this inhumane stuff to these old, disabled people who live in my building. And the city ain't going to be able to say, oh, we didn't know. No, we knew because it's on video and it's on my Google Maps. You know, I got over 100,000 followers on my Google Maps because I only write reviews that are genuine and that really mean something. When people make me feel like a human being, because so many people made me feel like nothing, and nobody should feel that way. I didn't even know where I was gonna go. I just had to get out the house. I was gonna die in that house, man. You know, they drilled and they drilled a hole right by my window, and I couldn't breathe. Not with none of my inhalers, not with none of my nebulizer medicine, not with nothing. I had to go, and this is the place where I go, you know. But I went to the door. I've been here before. I lobbied here before. Before I got real sick, I lobbied here. I did. Yep, Keith Ellison. Yep, and you know what? I did a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Before a lot of different things, but. Anyhow, I went to the proper channels or whatever. I went to the door. I called the number before I sat on here, and I decided to do this. And like, look, so this is this. Now this is, I don't know. We're gonna see where this ends up. But like I said, I can see my apartment from here. I can see the city inspector's office from here too. Shout out Travis Olmstead. appreciate your help. You should not have to fear for your own life in your apartment. And you should not have to see the people who live in your apartment actually paying but being threatened like over and over and over again, like when they should never have even, for I've been there 6 months, they should never have been able to accept rent from nobody. I made sure that I wrote up all my stuff in common areas, because the common area is everybody's area, so we all do our money back and then some. But you know that this man who owned the building, I told him, hey, you need to fix this door. Some homeless man come in and expose himself. I had already had a lot of sexual trauma and a lot of physical trauma and whatnot, but for somebody to be able to come into your building and expose themselves to you 3 times in a row, I have police reports and everything or whatever, and then the people come and they laugh and they don't care. The people who owned it, the property, don't even care about it though. That's what I'm saying, like to laugh and say that didn't happen, but I show you all these text messages and proof that this happened with your caretaker, where you guys are known about it or whatever, and then you just throw the black guy under the bus though, right? Your caretaker, it's his fault. No, it's the fact that y'all people just don't care. I could even honor that. I could honor if people don't care and you say you don't care. What I can't honor is the fact that you act like you know nothing about nothing, but I prove to you do. And then what? And then I'm wrong though. No, I'm not. I get it. Life go on all around us. It definitely do. But if people cared enough to ask why instead of, just make decisions or judgments or whatever the case may be, then then maybe life would be a better place for everyone, not just for some people.
Give her a giggle. She's nice for you. All right, let's move.
I've been waiting my whole life for this. I ain't never been one to be able to just, I don't know. You know what? I guess I can't even say that because I done had a lot of crazy things happen to me where I worked right off of Lake Street and I had to ignore a lot of different things that happened because that was just normal. So maybe this is normal, to certain people, whatever. Maybe they got to get their stuff done, and then that's just what they have to deal with, and so maybe that's why they can just be able to turn like a blind eye to certain stuff, and I can honor that too, but when it's the people who's supposed to be there to help you, I contacted my family, every single one of my family, like, hey, I need your help, woo. And these people said there should be somebody for that you can call. Yeah, it is. I called everybody, I talked to everybody, and they all did the same thing. So now what is there supposed to be? Like, some stuff is just like so big that it takes somebody to just give themselves for the situation to be exposed. So I guess that's what this is about. Like, I don't even know. I know it gotta be way more to life than this, but I know it gotta be way more people who's just feeling like how I'm feeling, and feeling alone, and feeling like they don't matter, and feeling like they can't get ahead because they can't barely live, and I feel like that's like the thing that is what is like makes me not be able to just move around and keep fighting for this. And it gotta be people who care enough to be like, no, this is not okay. I cannot be the only person in the world. And I just want all the people out there who might feel that they alone, that nobody sees them or cares about them. That's not true. The city of St. Paul might not care. People who are supposed to be looking after you with disabilities might don't care. But I care. And I care enough for all of us. Until you learn to care about yourself, you won't never be able to care about anybody else. I can't even be mad at the people who don't care about themselves, because I used to be like that. But it was in that time that I was able to love myself more than ever, enough to look goofy on the state capitol steps in my pajamas, with people taking all type of pictures and all type of different things of this beautiful scenery. What? Just no idea what I'm doing other than I just know I need to do something. And that's all I know. I can't sit back and just allow this to happen no more. Not to me, not to nobody else. Man. God sends angels everywhere. I swear to you, I just was about to be like, this is just not even making a difference or anything, right? And I could almost feel like my finger just swiping. And then this lady comes and says, I can't even talk right. professional photographer says she never shot at this location before, and you know, I just said I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it because I know it feels right. And I swear to you, if a professional can come here and do that and take beautiful pictures and get the job done, I already know that, you know, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Shout out to them people. No, I'm here because I stay right down the street. You can see my apartment building from right down here, man. And I'm telling you, 538 St. Peter, man, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of reporting all these things. I'm tired of my building having asbestos. I'm tired of going to the city and them acting like everything's okay, turning a blind eye. I'm so tired. I'm tired of that being the norm. I'm tired of all these people with money trying to take advantage of disabled people. I'm so tired of it being a thing that it's just so, I just don't even know. I'm so tired of knocking on every single proper channel to get turned down. For what? No, this is my home now. I bet. I'm in my PJs, you know what I mean, or whatever. Got my blanket, I'm a little dinosaur. I'm telling you, I'm camped out until something happens. I guarantee, man, nobody's America's, you know, I can't even say what I'm trying to say right now. I'm so flustered. I just know this ain't right. I just know that the city of St. Paul is not right, and this is the capital, and this is what they supposed to be doing. And I'm so sober, I swear to you. I'm so sober. But my building, I couldn't breathe in my building. I've been sitting in my own filth for 3 days. And I couldn't figure out why, you know. But it's because the building has asbestos. The building has asbestos in it. The building has all type of mice in there chewing through the walls. The building has sewage, raw sewage coming up from the pipes because it was built in 1888. It was a historical monument. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a historical part of St. Paul. And so there's money out there, you know, that can fix all that. But the property management company, the Lyle company, you know, they don't care. They don't care about people with disabilities. They don't care about their property. They don't care about their tenants. They don't care about their workers. They don't care, you know. But when I went in, I went to the proper channels, and I went ahead and I set up an inspection with the city. You know, the city don't care either. They really don't. They don't care. I done talked to the city inspector. I done talked to everybody. I got it all on video, you know, because I have a traumatic brain injury that I need to keep things on video recording, and I need to keep everything in writing because, you know, my disability. But that's not the only disability I have. I have physical and, you know, mental health stuff or whatever, but that's the one major thing that has been impacting me. And that's why I, you know, have received the caddy waiver. It was supposed to be an inclusion to, you know, allow me to be a regular member in society, you know. But these people, they never made no type of enhancements to their property that would allow me to live how I need to live. And that goes against the Americans with Disabilities Act, and it also goes against the Fair Housing Act. You know, as a disabled person, you got the right to reasonable accommodations, and I put them in since before. Even my caddy waiver lady or whatever, you know, put that in or whatever, and they refused to do that. And ever since, it's just gotten worse and worse. But when you come from being homeless outside, you know, whatever, like outside, then it's like, you know, anything is better than, you know, outside. But that's so far from the truth, man. I'm telling you. The reason that I was able to say something to them and stand up to them like nobody else is because I just came in from the outside. So they can't threaten me to put me out. They know that they can't put nobody out because their building is not up to code. They're not supposed to have been getting no type of money at least the 6 months that I've been there, but at least for at least the last year, I know for a fact. You know what I mean? And they've been getting rent money from everybody, raised the rent up 3%. They're not even legally supposed to be able to do that. You know, the city of St. Paul don't care. They're not looking into that. They're not doing none of that. And that's what's so trifling and so sick and so bogus, because it's like, you know what? Like, the fact that you don't even care, it's really whatever. But the damage that it's doing, not only to the direct community, but it's like all the people who are being hurt and all the crimes that have been committed because of that, or all these things. It's like a fucking domino effect. That's what it is, because of people who don't care and neglect their properties and do all type of stuff like that and eat off people's you know, hurts and disabilities and all type of stuff or whatever, and their lack of knowledge or whatever the case may have you. Like, I guarantee nobody in my building knew that it was illegal. Nobody knew that this building wasn't up to code. Nobody knew that none of this was. I knew it. I had to be the one to say something about it, because nobody else would. And that's the thing. Like, I know because I know. I know because I go and I had time to research, because I had 9 surgeries, 7 in the past year before I had moved in there. And so that was the whole point, is that it had to be me. It had to be me. It could have been no other time, because I was barely clinging on to life before that. But it had to be me. And I came to them. I wrote them a letter like, hey, you know what? So nobody has to go through this. I promise. Just knock down some money off my rent. You know, whatever. Knock it down. And I'll make sure that every, you know, new apartment gets turned over. That there's no bugs in nobody's apartment. That there's, you know, no homeless, creepy, bogus people trying to steal and swindle and break in and, you know, sexually assault people, whatever. Because, you know, when people feel valued and they feel that they're important, then they automatically do that type of stuff themselves. But nobody take care of that property, because nobody feels valued as a tenant, as a, you know, caretaker, as anything. Nobody there, you know, the birds is barely even feel valued. You know what I mean? And they come and poop on the building every day. You know what I mean? Like, but they don't do that to my house, because I know I value all life equally. So that's just what I'm saying. Like, it's a difference when you don't value people. And then you can make like, these people got millions of dollars. You know what I mean? This building is nothing to them, you know. And then the historical society, they got a whole bunch of grant money or whatever to fix up these properties or whatever that is supposed to be historical to St. Paul. I could have wrote them a grant to get this money. I even told them that. I even offered my services, and you know what? They laughed at me. They said, who's gonna believe me? I guarantee now. We gonna see who's gonna believe me. Let me find out just exactly how I can share, you know, videos and pictures and stuff on here. I'll show you what my apartment looks like now. I'll show you the nasty, you know, trifling illegal conditions that is right now, here, now, today. And has been, and all the emails that coincide with what I'm saying. All that money that was given out for COVID relief and everything or whatever, like, you know, like, I definitely understand it. I understand it. I ain't even mad. What makes me upset is the fact that it's like, you know, the people who really just trying to get on their 2 feet or whatever, that's the people who is being suffered, you know, the most. Like, all this money that's going out to the people who's supposed to be on the front line. The front line people is the people who is out here trying to live. That's the front line people. Not the people who never got sick. Not the people who got, you know, millions of dollars to not have to go to work. To be able to work remotely from home. People who got a home even. But that's the thing. It's the overlay for the underplay. You get so lost in the sauce that it's like everybody else gets swept under the rug. You know, I take walks here every day because I know that my position is for something bigger. I joke and everything, like, I'm gonna be the first female president, but we gonna see. The first female disabled president who know what is going on. life supports life. Like, it's automatic. You know what I mean? There's just people who be greedy and who just think that, like, I didn't ask for much. I ain't got no problem paying rent. I get money like it's nothing. That wasn't the issue. The issue was I needed a place to be healthy. I needed a place to regain my strength. How can I regain my strength when these people is lying and moving people in just to get paid or whatever? Like, how do you get paid $2,000 before I even move in and then move me into the wrong place? A place that was not even cleaned out. A place that got nasty carpet bugs. I don't even got no type of furniture or anything. But I gotta lay on the floor of carpet bugs. No fault of my own, right? But then, because I exercise my right as a tenant, then it's a problem. Then I'm the problem. Nah. But as you make me feel like I'm the problem, I'm gonna look into it real deep. Because everybody else who was being hurt, all them people who has been in and out and have carpet bugs and have asbestos in their wall and have to suffer with all the backing up, clogging sewage pipes that's bursting and coming out and inhumane and unlivable. All that is gonna, I'm gonna make sure that everybody who suffered that gonna feel like they rectified, because it's not just about me. How can I live this close to the Capitol and then these things are happening, and then every time I go and I say something about it as a disabled person, I took care of my grandma until she was 93 years old, and there are people that old in my building right now who feel that they have no other where to go. So they just got to live like that. No, we don't have to live like that. That's the problem. We don't have to live like that. We are valuable. I'm so sorry that people think that we're not, or that we thought we weren't for so long, that they just thought that they could take advantage of the situation. I'm so sorry, but that's not the case. That will never be the case again. I promise you. I don't really know too much how this live works, so I just know that this is where my heart took me, and this is exactly what I'm sharing, and I don't really know where this is going, but I just know that this had to happen. All the people I reached out to, every single chain of command, everything, like, it got me nowhere, but more heartache, more sick, more everything. So no, like, this is the last straw. Like, I can't see any other way. I can't make anybody care, because I thought, I'm going to make these landlords care. No, one studied sociology and the other studied communications. Sociology and communications is like the perfect storm to be able to take advantage of disabled people who don't really know how you can use linguistics and language and the way you say things and word things to either create a world or to tear one down. Just like Hitler. Some stuff on the outside, like, you can act like you care on the outside, but people don't like me because I know what's on the inside, and I still care. I still told them, like, hey, you know what, if you just care about the money, just say so. It's cool. I can understand that, but don't get to acting like when you get to blaming the caretaker and everything or whatever, the black guy who for things that has nothing to do with him, that's when I'm like, come on now. You, like, don't put this on nobody else. You just don't care about the building because you just don't care about the building. You're a realty company. They don't care about the people in the building because they're low income, because they're disabled, because they're black, because they're Hispanic, because we're trash to them. Just say it. I could honor it if they said it. But I'm not gonna let somebody make millions off me no more. Then that made me question, like, is that how the city of St. Paul feel? Like, we just trash. Because if I go to the ombudsman, who is supposed to be for mental health and concerns like that, right? If I go to Ramsey County, if I have a caddy waiver and I'm supposed to be a vulnerable adult, and I tell all these people about these things and where, I'm being taken advantage of or being abused by the system, and none of them do anything about it. You know what they said when oh gosh, this lady named Lori Butler, she is a card for real, man. I tell her, hey, you know what? Furniture Barn, man, I get $1,000 credit, right? $1,000 credit to buy any furniture I wanted, right, off my caddy waiver, right? So I go and they're supposed to deliver me furniture. You know what Furniture Barn doing? Everybody who got the caddy waiver and everybody who is disabled and getting furniture from them, all that is scratch and dent furniture. It's not even of value. But they getting $1,000 from the county, right, to pay or whatever. And from all these places, right, that don't know that they're selling bogus furniture because they feel that disabled people don't deserve, their regular furniture like anybody else deserves to walk in the Furniture Barn on University Avenue and pick out furniture, any furniture that they need, because they should know what they need, right? They should know, because the whole reason they're having the caddy waiver is to be included. And, you have the right to live like everybody else, regardless of if you're disabled or not, right? It's a thing. It's really a thing. Even though it doesn't seem like it, I promise you, it really is a thing. It's part of our whole, life, liberty, all that good stuff. So, when I told them about themselves, I told them, hey, Furniture Barn, how is this even possible? Like, how can I not pick out my own furniture? How are you going to offer me a chest when I don't need a chest? I need a bed. I'm sleeping on the floor with bugs. Then it's a problem, right? So then I asked, how does the bed cost basically all my money, right? For one bed? No, that don't equal out. Let me get a love seat. Anything would be better, right? But because I know too much, I know what they doing. You know how many contracts that they had with just my building alone? 138. That's 138 individual $1,000 contracts that they done had, where they're selling their people furniture that is of bridging quality. Bridging, you get free stuff. It's donated, right? So you know what this lady Lori Butler said? Instead of addressing the fact that I was being discriminated against because of my disability, this lady said, okay, well, do you want furniture from Bridging? No, lady, I don't need no furniture. I need for people to value the fact that, yes, I'm disabled. Yes, I have a caddy waiver. Yes, it's for me to be included just like everybody else. I have rights like everybody else. But then also that the people who are getting paid off of this is doing the right thing. How's furniture